Hello guys, I am Abhishek Gautam and I am gonna teach you today Krebs cycle. You need to remember one thing always, that wherever this cycle term comes, something is being used up and that is being regenerated again. That's why we call it as a cycle. In this cycle also, one thing is gonna be used up and that is gonna be regenerated again. Oxaloacetate is that key element which is being used up here and that is being regenerated again out of the cycle. Fine? Okay. How does it cycle proceed? Before we go further, we need to understand 2-3 things. First, why is Krebs cycle so important? Because Krebs cycle is so important. This happens in all the living cells wherever the aerobic respiration occurs. So this is the ultimate most efficient reaction, not a reaction exactly, efficient process that happens in all living cells wherever the aerobic respiration occurs, whether it be our human cells, whether it be our any other organism cells, in fact in plant cells too. Fine. Okay, where in the cells this process happens? Mitochondrial matrix, remember? Okay, fine. So more often you would be encountering this question that in which organelle this Krebs cycle happens. So you need to tell mitochondrial matrix. The place you need to tell also, not only mitochondria, the exact location is mitochondrial matrix. Okay, fine. So now let's proceed that how exactly this Krebs cycle go ahead. So oxaloacetate combines with acetyl coenzyme A and that forms citrate. First we need to remember the cycle. Then we'll need to understand the enzymes involved. Second, where this carbon dioxide has been released out of the cycle. And third, where are those places where NADH and FATH2 has been released. Okay, so now let's focus on first the cycle, that what are the key intermediates that gets formed in the cycle itself. So first thing is that citrate. Okay, and you need to remember one thing also when the citrate names comes, because often we call Krebs cycle as citric acid cycle due to this citrate only. Often we call it tricarboxylic acid cycle due to this citrate only. So that's why citrate is a bit important terminology here in the Krebs cycle. Fine. So this citrate further forms cis aconitate, and that cis aconitate further forms isocitrate, and this isocitrate further forms oxalosuccinate, and that oxalosuccinate further forms alpha ketoglutarate, and that alpha ketoglutarate further forms succinyl coenzyme A, and that succinyl coenzyme A further forms succinate, and that succinate further forms fumarate, and fumarate further forms malate, and that malate ultimately leads to the formation of oxaloacetate. So here becomes the cycle complete. Now what are the enzymes involved in it? In the step 1, what? Yes, citrate synthase. Very simple. Oxaloacetate and acetyl coenzyme A combines to form citrate. With the help of enzyme, citrate synthase. Fine. Okay. And the citrate further form what? Cis aconitate. With the help of enzyme, aconitate. And this cis aconitate further forms isocitrate with the same enzyme, aconitate, because these all are interconvertible forms. Fine. And this isocitrate further forms oxalosuccinate with the help of enzyme isocitrate dehydrogenase, and the same isocitrate dehydrogenase acts on oxalosuccinate also to form alpha ketoglutarate, and this alpha ketoglutarate further forms succinyl coenzyme A with the help of alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase, and this succinyl coenzyme A forms succinate with the help of enzyme succinate thiokinase. Okay, many of the people gets confused in this two steps because two succinyl name gonna come in the whole cycle. First one is from succinyl coenzyme A to succinate formation. The enzyme name is succinyl thiokinase. But from succinate to fumarate, the enzyme name is succinate dehydrogenase. Very simple. Okay, succinate dehydrogenase. Now from this fumarate to malate formation, fumarate enzyme gets involved, and this malate to oxaloacetate formation, malate dehydrogenase. Fine. This is the first step that I told you to remember, that the names of the enzyme involves in the Krebs cycle. Fine. Second thing, where are those steps where the carbon dioxide has been released? The carbon dioxide released, first step, from oxalosuccinate to alpha ketoglutarate with the help, and the enzyme name is there, isocitrate dehydrogenase. Fine. And in the second case, carbon dioxide released from alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl coenzyme A formation. Fine. So these are the two steps where carbon dioxide gets released. Fine. Now there are three places where NADH is formed and one place where FADH2 is formed. Fine. And one more place is there where direct ATP, substrate level for phosphorylation of ATP happens. So direct ATP formation also occurs there at one place in the Krebs cycle. Fine. So those are the three places we need to understand that where that NADH gets produced. Fine. First, that from isocitrate to oxalosuccinate formation leads to the formation of first NADH of the cycle. Second, tell me. Yes, alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl coenzyme formation. And third one, yes, malate to oxaloacetate formation. Fine. One FADH2 molecule is released from where? Yes, succinate to fumarate formation. Fine. Okay. Where does that substrate level phosphorylation happens? I mean the direct release of the ATP. Where does it occur? In which step? Yes. Tell me. Yes. Where? Succinyl coenzyme A to succinate formation. Fine. Okay. So this is the Krebs cycle that you need to remember, and these are the important points that you need to remember from Krebs cycle. One thing at the end of the Krebs cycle, that's the whole thing is asked, that how much ATP released as the final result of the aerobic respiration. Then we need to calculate the ATP obtained from glycolysis also, the ATP obtained from that acetyl coenzyme A formation also, and the ATP obtained from this whole Krebs cycle, I mean the product result of the NADH and FADH2. Fine. So the whole number of ATP counts to 38 ATP according to because in NCERT the data is still of the older data. So 38 ATP is gonna still be the answer because for NEET aspirants. But for MBBS students the answer is a bit changed. 32 ATP is gonna be the answer. But being NEET aspirant, you have to remember 38 ATP only as the end result of one glucose molecule. Fine. Thank you.